First of all, I know you're like, girl, what happened to your hair? I cut it. See, I cut my hair because it was time for that blonde stuff to go. Like, no. And, I've been wanting to cut my hair for a while now. So, and I did it yesterday. So, yeah. Yeah, it's in, not saying I'm going to have my hair in dreads, but, I'm just setting it so I can take it down tomorrow. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. So today, as I've promised, that I will watch the first season of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, because that's the only one I know of. That's probably the only one I'm going to watch and cater to. I don't know. Let's see how I feel. But, so I said I was going to do it, and I did. So these past few days, I've been sitting here binge watching the very first season. And when I tell y'all, babe, was it a ride? Like, these people here legit show their ass. I'm just like, whoa. Okay. So, first of all, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click that like button, all that good stuff. Make sure y'all do that. I realized that I need to start saying that in the beginning and at the end of my video. So, yeah, just be ready for all that. But without further ado, let's just get into the video. So, first of all, lighting. Hold on. Let me fix my light. I like this. It's cute. Ugh. Anyway, so first things first. I'm not going to go in, like, specific. I'll probably go for, from least to greatest, okay? In my opinion. So, the first things first, that I want to just go ahead and get out of the way. So let's talk about Miriam and Patrick, right? Now, I don't know about y'all, but so Patrick, he's from Kentucky, right? He has a daughter, did he say he was a rapper or something? He was a DJ, I think. He was a DJ, just your regular old, Pauly D and whatnot. And he does martial arts and whatnot. He country as fuck. I mean, girl, anybody from Kentucky, hello, country as hell. He has a daughter. He said at one point he was out here messing around, and then finally he has a daughter. He settles down. Well, didn't settle down, but he just let me live my life right and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, cool. His mother is like, picture if Deb Adney had a sister. There she is right there. Just all around country loud. Then she big and then she blonde. I'm like, oh gosh, okay. But she off the chain. I love her. Anyway, so he tells us that he has this girl. She lives all the way in Paris. He talks about how she's Muslim and that, maybe because she's Muslim, they probably don't even know about him or whatnot because of customs or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he's just, excited to go see her. So as he's, getting ready, he's getting his hair done and whatnot. He's talking to his mom. He's like, I just hope when I get over there that she's not like a lesbian or something. So the mom's like, I just hope that she ain't a man or whatnot. So he's there laughing about it, where she's, 12 or something. And just thinking about the worst case scenarios. And that's just, granted, right? So he finally goes over there. Everything starts off fine. They meet up at the airport, so she's definitely real. I think the theme of this season, she must be real, type of deal. And he, they meet up. They go sit down, they laugh and have a good time and whatnot. They sit down and she's talking about she has a secret, right? And she's like, look, okay, I got something to tell you. And he was like, please tell me you don't have boyfriends and you're 12 or whatnot. And she's like, I'm not 12, but I do have a boyfriend though. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, what? And it's like, girl, and I get her reasoning for it. She's like, the reason why I didn't say anything, the reason why I have a boyfriend, because I wasn't expecting, him to be here. So and that's just typical when you're doing a lot of yin yang with somebody online, and especially if they're not in your city or state or even country. It's like, oh, I can do a lot more online versus in person. And then when the person's like, oh, I actually want to meet you, then it's like, oh shit. It's like, oh shit, okay. So I can get that, but at the same time, it's like I get what she's saying. She wouldn't expect him to come, but when he's like dead serious about something, I'm coming to see you. Um, these are my, I just got my plane ticket. Like, he's dead serious. Like, at that point, you would have been like, oh yeah, he's serious about it, and you should have said something. You should have said something, because now he done paid all this money. Because going to Paris ain't cheap, right? He done paid all this money just to go over there, just so you can tell him you got a boyfriend. That's so fucked up. Like, I feel like she was actually a cool girl. It's just that particular thing where I was just like, girl, that's dumb. That's stupid as hell. But the whole time they were there, she's like, look, you don't have, she said, I know you came all this way. She's just, at least let me show you around Paris. And I'm like, if I came over there to be with you, you talking about let me show you Paris? Like, no. But at the same time, you're in Paris, right? So you might as well. So Patrick ended up calling his mom, and his mom was like, I think you need to keep your hippity happy ass off the internet. I was like, what? What are you? When I tell y'all, mama was off the chain, but she said the same thing, like, girl, you might as well go be in Paris, enjoy yourself, because you never know. This is an opportunity, really. You're in Paris now, so enjoy yourself, right? And I'm just like, I also think the producer's probably like, bro, you might as well be here for show's sake. But it's like, and then you sitting there talking about you keeping hope alive, like you actually have a chance. And I also feel like the part when Miriam was talking about how her boyfriend wasn't the best thing ever, and it's like, ma'am, you sat here and you made this choice to be with this guy, and then you have another guy here, and you're over here telling him that you're not going to be with, and you're telling him how your relationship is bad, how he's not, giving you affection or whatnot, putting, hope in his heart and whatnot, and it's like, it's not going to happen. It's not. So that's another thing, girl. You trash for that, and you got the nerve to be mad because you sitting here like, oh shit, so I have a chance, right? Because you're over here telling me all this information, and you're over here talking about, oh, you're making me confused. No, you're over here trying to see. I feel like she was trying to see if. Okay, if I'm gonna stay with this guy, but I'm gonna see how this guy is. What is he gonna say to me, so I know how to feel and whatnot. If I decide, this guy ain't it, I'm gonna just jump over here, almost like a lifeboat or something like that. But you're not gonna be with this guy. So that whole thing. But yeah, it was all annoying. I'm like, okay, whatever. So the next people we gotta talk about. Tom and oh Lord, child, might as well be Jesse and Darcy. Now, when I first started watching 90 Day Fiance, that's all I hear about from Darcy is when she was with Tom and whatnot, saying that don't be another Jesse, and that's all she talked about is Jesse. I'm like, who is this guy that she's talking about? Well, here he is. At the time, Darcy was like 42 years old. She was divorced. She had been divorced for 6 years and whatnot. Child, Darcy was woof. She still is, but back then, God, it was in 2017, girl. It's 2020. You still looking. Plastic surgery ain't for everybody. Anyway, excuse me. So, she talks about Jesse. Jesse is 24 years old. He lives in the Netherlands. He's in Amsterdam. He's a personal trainer and all this other stuff. So she's going to go see this man for 6 weeks. And this is a prime example of doing too much. Okay. Now, do I think just, Jesse alone. Do I think, Jesse was on the show just to be on TV? Yeah, most definitely, yeah, I do. But at the same time, when I meet you, okay, first of all, we could be talking on the phone, or we could be, doing all this online shit for 2, 3 years. If I meet you for the first time finally, to me, it's gonna be like, okay, we're literally starting over because we're finally seeing each other. Like, not saying that, everything we've done throughout the years online is for nothing, but you're meeting that person for the first time. So it's like, I want to meet you in person, that way I can solidify those feelings, right? I feel like Darcy is in that space of, okay, I'm 42 years old, even though I already have 2 full daughters over here. Okay, they're not babies, or no, they are full grown. Would Deny Maria say I'm full grown? Okay, you got these two full daughters over here, and you feel like I'm getting any older. I want to be married. I want all of that, and that's fine. But when you sit here and you take that and you push it on somebody else that's clearly not ready for that, then it gets annoying, it gets old, it's draining, and it's like, girl, can you not? Like, it's too much. And it's like the whole time, that's all she did was, oh, because we're gonna get married, and she had this yellow ring on, talking about some, look, this is my ring, I didn't put on my wedding finger or whatnot. And he's just like highly uncomfortable, and I'm like, sir, if you had some sense, like, just tell her. And there's nothing wrong with telling the person that you love, like, I get it, you want to be married, but at the same time, I'm not ready for that. And yeah, it may be a deal breaker, but at the same time, ain't nobody trying to get married right now. Especially, I feel like they've been together for like probably about 5 months or something like that, but still, like, that's too. Hold up. Dry, and it makes you parched, and it makes you want to drink some, water and stuff, and all this other stuff, and it's like, girl, you're doing too much. And that's all she did. She was just like, at one point, like, I feel like she went a bit too far, was when she was FaceTiming, her and Jesse were FaceTiming Darcy's daughter, and when they got off, she's like, oh, that's your future stepkid. Now, mind you, Jesse is what, 24? Okay, he 24 years old. Girl, that man ain't trying to have no kids right now. Like, especially not no teenage daughters. Like, god damn, like, not in no 24, man. Like, maybe if it was like his, fresh baby or something like that. But these are like girls. Oh my gosh, like, whoa. And she just kept, and then even when they, on their last day, when she was going on the airport and whatnot, she was crying to myself, do you really love me? Do you really love me? Do you love me? I just want to know, do you love me? Am I going to have your last name? And I'm like, girl. And it's like, even if, when you're just in any relationship, you both have to be ready for marriage. You both have to be ready, because that is a huge commitment, because you are making the decision to spend the rest of your life with this person. And a lot of times what happens, people are like, yeah, sure, let's get married, but a lot of times these people ain't ready for that, and they get married and they get divorced, and it's like, god dang, so what was even the point of that? So I think when you keep rushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, again, after a while, it gets draining and annoying, and people get pissed off, and then before you know, it's like, forget it, I don't even want to do this, because I'm not ready. Like, you have to be patient. If you truly love this person, you have to wait. Now, I do feel like if y'all been together more than like 4 years, or close to 5 maybe, then it's like, okay, what we doing? Okay, like what are we doing? Because I remember there was one, my mom told me, and don't tell nobody this, but my mom told me that one of the guys she dated, used to date in high school, that he was with his wife now for like 11 years, and then he finally, like, he had kids with her and everything, and then he finally married her. I was like, ain't no way. Not no 11 years. Like, I'll give you a smooth, 3 years. Like, the first year is like, okay, you got the cupcake season, and everything's all rainbows and whatnot. And then, you have your, oh shit, cupcake season over. Then it's like, it's game time. Then the third year will be like, okay, we know each other now. And by fourth year, it's like, all right, what we doing? Okay, because we just know, we still trying to get to know each other. Girl, okay. So, yeah, and then the one thing, because in a way, I was kind of I'm trying to say Tom, but I was on Jesse's side with that. But what he did, it was like, Jesse, you a total ass for that. So he takes her to this, like, she's all about wanting to get married and stuff. So he takes her to this windmill area, whatnot, and it's all romantical and stuff. And he gets down on one knee, pulls out a box, has a nice ring in it, and he talking about, this is not an engagement ring, this is an appreciation ring. I said, excuse me? And she's like, what? And it's like, and it's not like your typical, like, ring from the gumball machine. No, like, this was a real ring here. And he's talking about, I just want to tell you that you showed your vulnerability and I appreciate you. More likely, this is a promise ring. And I'm like, Jesse, you are too old. And Darcy's too damn old for anybody's promise ring. I'm like, a promise ring? Are we 12? Like, a promise ring? Promise of what? And I'm like, I said, now in this moment, if Darcy decides to cut you out, I will definitely be for it, because it's like, sir, what were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking? You know this girl wants to marry you so bad, and then you sit there talking about a promise ring? Like, sir, what are you talking about here? I was like, what is this? And he had the nerve to get all upset with her, talking about something. I told you what it is. I don't understand why you're not understanding. Cause what? So yeah, that whole shit. I didn't even bother to watch the reunion, because apparently he got pissed off. But I don't care, because apparently they're together in the next season. So we'll figure out what's going on with them in the next season. I'm curious to see how we got to how Darcy got back on the season, and we're with Tom and shit. So, but we'll figure it out probably in the third season. I don't know. But yeah, that's it on Darcy and Jesse. Before I say Tom, Lord Jesus. Alright, so the next couple we have to talk about, I can't even remember old girl's name, but I don't even care. But this right here, Blue's tidbit of the day. First of all, when you are in a situation, okay, and you are constantly getting problem after problem, at some point you just have to be like, you know what, this ain't it. I'm just go ahead and leave, right? Well, I'm talking about old girl, we gonna call her Florida, because I don't remember her name, and her dude from Spain. His name is Antonio, right? So Antonio is his model. He's his model, he be taking pictures and stuff, and then he has some more provocative photos and whatnot. And at one point when Florida was sitting over there talking about something, and the reason why I'm saying Florida, because she's from Florida, but anyway, old girl was talking to her friends, and she was like, does he do porn? And I'm like, I would have had the same question, but just because a man poses in naked, you know what, never mind. I'm not even going to try to give him a chance on that one. But there very well could have been porn photos. I don't know, whatnot. But, or for some magazine or whatnot. But, she, let's see, talks to her parents, and her parents naturally has their concerns. We don't know this guy, you don't know this guy could be scamming you, and we don't want you to go over there and get your head cut off with a machete, right? And so she's like, I don't think that's gonna happen or whatnot. So anyway, she gets over there. They were supposed to meet up at the airport. Dude was like, no, I got work, which seemed a little sketchy. Then he was like, meet over here at the cathedral at the gardens. Okay. So she's sitting there waiting in the hot sun, I'm sure. And just waiting. And she's like, I'm going to give it 10 more minutes and then I'm going to leave. So, which further like alludes that this guy is fake, right? And so we finally get a glimpse of Antonio, right? And he's real. He's very much real. Like I said, he's a model and whatnot. And he was like, I actually did have work to do, and I had to go do that. And then he finally came and got her. She was just like, oh, I just, I thought you were, lying and saying you weren't real, and I came all this way for nothing. And I just didn't like how, you didn't come to the airport. And I honestly felt like, honestly thinking, I honestly felt like, girl, you were putting 20 on 10. Like, this man had said he had to work. He shows up. Okay, yeah, he was a little late, but he showed up. Here he is, and you're mad. And I get it. I would be a little mad too, but for you to be constantly bringing it up, like, he heard you the first time. Like, you don't have to keep bringing it up. But she kept bringing it up, and he was just like, well, I'm sorry I had work, and actually I had more work to do. So, I'm gonna take you with me. And she's like, well, I actually want to go back and get, because she's been on the plane for like 2 days and whatnot. So granted, I would be exhausted too. But he was like, I just don't want to leave you wherever, you might as well come with me. So then she was just like, okay, I'll go. So she goes, and he has this little pageant, and she's mad because he's neglecting her, he's not paying. Well, I'm like, well, he's judging. I mean, he definitely could have just left you at the hotel, and then you would have been mad because he left you there because he had to work. But it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? So I'm just like, girl. And she just kept, like, whenever there was an issue, like, she just constantly kept bringing it up. And I'm like, girl, at this point, you just might as well leave. Like, I know you don't want to, and I'm pretty sure the good people at TLC is like, girl, you gotta stay. Because we paying for this and you're not. So, well, not all of it, but just at least some of it. You gotta stay for this, right? Pause. Anyway, and so she was pissed off over that. Then he was like, okay, so you're gonna stay at a hotel, you're gonna stay. She's like, well, I was assuming that I was gonna stay at your apartment. He was like, oh, okay. Okay, you gonna stay with me? Okay, cool. Child, they show up, and mind you, bring back up. So Jesse, when Darcy came over to Jesse's house, Jesse lived in a shoebox. Like, the size of this room is his house, basically. And I was just like, wow, that is so small. But Antonio, baby, I was like, what? That is small. Like, his place was so small. I was like, no, this man had a bunk bed. That man had a bunk bed, y'all. Did you hear me? I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, so where they gonna sleep? And she was like, because she was trying to be all traditional, telling me you gotta earn this puss or whatnot, whatever, girl. And she was like, so you gonna sleep on the couch? I'm like, I'll sleep on the couch because I'm not climbing into nobody's bed. I'm not about to walk up a ladder just to climb up in somebody's bed. No, ma'am. And so he was like, okay, I guess I'll sleep on the couch and whatnot. So he does that. She sleeps I mean, just look stupid climbing in there. I was like, I would have been like, you know what? I don't want to offend you, but I'm gonna stay in a hotel. Like, at least Jesse's room had a bed, like an actual bed in this room. Like, this man had a small ass twin size bunk bed. I'm like, how? I guess he's like, I just don't care. Like, I'm barely here anyway. I just need a place to lay my head. That's all that matters. So then at some point, fast forward, they finally have sex, right? Finally did it. Whatever. Before that, they were sitting down at a restaurant, and old dude was looking at the waitress' butt, and he was like, in Spain, we appreciate the woman's body. And I'm like, okay. So she was like, so then they, so like I said, they finally have sex, and they notice there's a leak coming from the roof. Well, apparently the air conditioner wasn't working anymore, so it's already hot outside, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hot on the inside. So what ends up happening, because um she was like, so why don't we just go, like, where are we gonna go? Do you want to go to the hotel? No, stay here. Why not? So what ended up happening, this man grabbed his stuff. He grabbed his stuff and said, I'm going to my mother's house to do laundry, right? And I'm like, I was like, all night though? You went there all night to do laundry? Like, really, how long does it take to do laundry, really? Like, let's see, that's 30 minutes to wash, 30 minutes to dry. It depends on how many loads. I usually do like 3, so it's like, what, 3 hours? It's like, yeah, it's like 3 hours, you know, and it really depends on what I'm doing, because there are times I just put it in there and forget it's there, and I'm like, oop, okay, but it don't take that long to wash clothes. And this man talking about something, oh, I'm going to my mom's house at night by yourself. You could at least, girl, you should have went and got you a hotel. Like, as soon as you walked into that Matchbox room he was in, you should have went and got you a hotel, because there's no way I'm about to sleep in nobody's bunk bed that's small as hell. I'm claustrophobic. Well, I'm not claustrophobic, but for something that small, I am claustrophobic. I can't breathe. I'm going to a hotel. I can't. Look, no, absolutely not. You should have went to a hotel. So she crying, because she's like, I can't believe you left me. Yeah, he did. Like, yeah, he did. He smashed his stuff, took it, and then left with his mother's house to wash clothes. So she crying, she upset. She's like, you left me. And I'm just like, girl, you should have been gone. Like, oh my God, and then she was mad because they FaceTime her parents, and he was like grabbing her butt. I'm like, sir. But all in all, like, in the beginning, things were a little rocky, and I guess towards the end of the trip, they kind of got close together and whatnot, and she was like, I think I'm in love with him. Okay, yeah, you go, girl. Alright, so the next one we have Paul and Kareem. Paul's from Kentucky. Kareem is in Brazil, okay? And I don't mean just Brazil. She's in the Amazon, the heart of Brazil, right? So of course this man is like, I'm about to pack everything, any and everything I need, even things I don't think I need, I'm gonna pack it all. Like, this man had crates and like crates of stuff he could possibly need. Like, he packed a whole pharmacy, he done packed a whole military gear and whatnot. I'm like, sir, I get it, you in the Amazon, they got all kinds of stuff over there, but it's like, I don't know. It was a lot. It was a whole lot. I guess for the sake of, you gotta carry all that. Like, ain't nobody about to carry that for you. And it's heavy. Oh no. So Paul, he's going over to Brazil. He had to travel on a boat for like, with 2 days just to travel down the river just to get to where she is. And I'm like, God, 2 days. And he's like in mosquito net suit and whatnot, and you know, taking shots just to make sure you don't catch nothing. And I get it, child. They panned up to the corner and there was a huge spider over there. I'm like, y'all can just take me back. I'm gonna stick to United States and small spiders that I'm used to. I'm not even used to that. Like, bro, forget it. Like, and here's the thing. This guy on Instagram, and I call him Brazilian Bay. You're fine. But he lives in Brazil, and I'm like, and I always joke around with him, and I'm like, I said, until y'all get rid of these Tyrannosaurus Rex spiders, I'm not coming. I don't know what kind of shit y'all got over there. I know what we have here. Barely. I'm not coming over. If y'all didn't have, if Brazil didn't have the bugs that they have, I'd probably go over there. And then y'all see me on 90 Day Fiance. Hello, okay? So, anyway, Paul and Kareen. So, Paul finally meets Kareen. Kareen is, I think she's like 20-something years old. But the problem between Paul and Kareen, Paul didn't know Portuguese and Kareen didn't know English. So this whole time they've been sitting here translating through phone, through text. And I'm like, wow. Like they actually sat here and did this. Like, wow. And it's like, this is why it's important to, if you're going to go to another country, the least you can do is at least try to learn the language, But for you to go over to another country and they don't know a lick of English and you don't know a lick of Portuguese and whatnot is terrible. They managed. They really did. They managed. And even her family, like, seeing him trying to explain that he wanted to take her to a hotel, and the dad, who used to be, was it a police officer or whatnot, and he was trying to explain he wanted to take her to a hotel, and he's thinking, oh, you just gonna take my daughter there to have sex? Like, that's what a motel's for. He's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do, and she had to explain, and he was like, oh yeah, sure, you can take her. And so they go to this little small Matchbox hotel. They go in there. At least it wasn't a bunk bed. God damn. But they go and everything's all cool, peachy and cream. I thought it was kind of cute that he set up, like, one, I'm like, why did you get her all these little teddy bears? Like, he got like all kinds of snacks and stuff. Like, I like snacks, but why I got these teddy? But then again, I feel like I've been like, ooh, teddy bear. Shut up. Shut up. So yeah, like they were sitting there in a little tent, and I was like, okay, that was kind of cute, whatnot. But Paul says he don't want to have sex with Kareen because he's been hurt in the past where a girl claimed that she was pregnant with this baby, and turns out it wasn't his. And I'm like, so he wanted to do an STD test and a pregnancy test, old Ed the egg situation and whatnot. So she got mad because she had found the pregnancy test and she was like, what the hell is this? And he explains to her, and so she finally agrees and it's like, fine, I'll do it. So the test came back and the tests were all negative. Great. So she's like, I just want to punch you in your face. I'm like, yeah, you should. So then we get to the part where he done got his old suspicions out the way, and now he's like, oh, well, I got secrets. I said, so you gonna come over here and you gonna have her, because you suspicious of her, you gonna have her take these tests and whatnot, but you got your shit? Are you serious? So he sits her down and tells her that, oh yeah, so I got some stuff, old Jeffrey situation, right? At least Paul was honest with this shit. Jeffrey was not. So Paul basically was like, I've been to jail for arson and insurance fraud. I've been to jail, what do you say? For arson, insurance fraud. And he said that him and his ex-girlfriend both got restraining orders on each other. And I'm like, oh gosh. So y'all beating each other up? Okay. And he just looked like the type of guy that just be going, the dude committed arson. Talking about, I was accused of arson. Okay, so did your house burn up? Like, did it? Yeah. Okay, then you did it. So, anyway, so before she could even react to this, They sitting in the park. This dude gets up, goes into this random area, and he just running. I'm like, what is he doing? And she's in there confused. I'm confused. The producers, are confused. The camera guy that was running with him was like, what the hell? He's like, at some point, like, Paul's like way over here, and the camera guy that's following is like, wait, is he really going up? Like, oh, we're going there, okay. And then, Kareen is following after him. She's like, Paul, calling his name. She's like, Paul, and whatnot. And I'm like, where is he going? And she's talking about how, he shouldn't run here because it's a dangerous area. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure any place. Because there's no way I'm going anywhere. I don't care if it's in another state or another city. If I don't know the area, I'm not running off anywhere. And this dude was just like gone. I'm like, what is he doing? So they finally catch up with him, and Paul had the audacity because he ran over to this little nasty stream, right? STREAM stream. And it had this nasty water, and he talking about, oh, I don't want to fall in. And I'm like, so then why did you run over here? And then Kareen is like, what are you doing? He's like, you should be with me. And she was like, you know what, fuck you, I hate you, I'm out of here, I don't want nothing else to do with you, I'm out of here, you want to be in this, I'm leaving. So she leaves, she goes back to the park and gets mugged. I'm like, this guy just bugged this girl on national tape. Like, he ran up with a whole machete, talking about, give me your cell phone. I'm like, what? What? Just still, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I think at one point there was like a gunshot heard or whatnot, and I'm like, golly, she's crying, she's distraught. And I'm like, whoa. This is why you just don't run off. I'm like, sir. So eventually Paul, they find him. Like, they literally said, the producers end up finding him. I'm like, were you 5? What are you doing? Stupid. Like, I don't understand. Like, anybody ask him why he ran off? Like, what? Just ran off, didn't know where he was going. They had to find him like he's a 5-year-old. I said, that is terrible. That's stupid. But fast forward, they end up, getting back together, whatnot. He proposes to her, and she says yes. So that's really it on Paul and Kareen. Like, that whole thing was just stupid. Absolutely. Oh yeah, and they decided that they're going to get married in the United States. No, they're going to get like the documents in the United States and then do the ceremony stuff in Brazil. Whatever. By Paul and Kareen. Alright, so the next couple. Who's the next couple? We talk about Kareen, Darcy, Patrick. These two. Who do I want to talk about? Larry, Sean. Because both of them are like, sir, both of y'all. Okay, so we're going to leave Larry for last. Alright, so Sean and Abby. So Sean is from Ohio. I can't remember his age, but I feel like he could be in his 40s or 50s, one of those, but he old. I think he has 3 sons and a daughter. I'm not too sure. But this man, his intro started off with, okay, so, I married when I was young, and we realized, we were too young to be getting married. Okay, cool. The second one was, he said, the second one, okay, he said the second marriage was they had other differences. Now, this man literally said, we divorced because we had, he said we wanted other things in life, right? In that same breath, I like women of a darker skin tone. I said, I was like, what? Well, you just can't say we wanted other things in life, and then in the same breath, I like women of a darker skin tone. So in other words, you wanted a black woman, okay? You wanted a dark skinned black woman, and I honestly feel like if this is what you're saying, then most likely he probably grew up in a family that went with that, probably went to Trump supporters, and that was just his little guilty pleasure. That was the other thing in life, and I'm sure his wife went down with that. Ooh. But so he ends up finding Abby, who's 20 years old. She is in Haiti. She lives in Haiti. Everything's all cool with them. Only problem that they have that he had is Abby has this guy that she used to date who's way older than both of them combined. And she's still kicking it with them. Not staying together, but still friends. And he has issues with that. So when he finally gets over there, the first thing that flies out this girl's mouth is she's like, you don't have to worry about Chris because Chris is just a friend. Okay. And she's just like acting real awkward. Like, he's like over here trying to give her affection and stuff. Well, Sean's trying to give her affection. Abby's just like, okay, whatever, okay. And she is just, she's just so standoffish. Like, she's just disgusted being with this guy. And I'm like, girl. So then everything was cool and whatnot. You know, she's explaining he's just a friend, okay, whatever. And then, but it's like these little instances coming up. One, she talking about she got a rash all over her body, right? So they go to this voodoo priestess, right? And the voodoo priest is like, okay, when did this rash, how long have you had it? And she's like, oh, I've had it for a month. Where did you get it from? Oh, my friend got it. Who's your friend? Chris. So Sean is over there like, huh? Cause she's like, yeah, cause I was in the Dominican Republic. Sorry, y'all, I got my light over here. It's like, oh. I'm gonna leave it like this though, cause I actually like how I look here. Anyway, so she was like, yeah, I got it from Chris, cause he lives in the Dominican Republic, and every now and again he'll come down and see her, or she'll go over there and see him, right? So I'm sitting there like, girl, this man done gave you a rash and you've had it for a month and it's all over your body with y'all fucking and poison ivy. Like, what? She talking about she wake up in the middle of the night scratching her body. I'm like, what kind of rash you got? And they never established like what kind of rash. She just went in the back and they put some whatever spirit on her, because her mama said that she felt like she was cursed. And I'm like, she probably is. And they didn't put some herbs and stuff on her and whatnot to try to get rid of that evil spirit. But I'm like, I don't think it worked, because homegirl is stupid. So, or she not stupid, she thinks she's slick. She really does. And it's like, girl, we see it. Like, I see it, you being dumb right now. Like, so talking about he's gonna tell me he's right outside and it's pissed. Girl, get out of here. So, ooh, sheesh. R.I.P. So, what else happened? Oh yeah, so Chris finally, cause Sean was not satisfied until he actually met Chris in person. So Chris finally shows up and he's just being arrogant, and so he's just like, at first, you know, they're sitting in a car together, and he was like, so when can we talk without the cameras? And she's like, so. And then he somehow he gonna be on his best behavior and whatnot. And I'm like, this guy here don't give a shit. And so he is sitting there, you know, they finally meet up, and Sean is like, I don't want you to have a relationship with this guy. This guy's poison. I don't understand why you're still with this guy. What is it about him? And then at one point, Abby gets upset. She runs off, and he's like, look, here it is. Here's a guy here that's trying to actually be with you, and here's a guy that's just treating you any kind of way. And she stops and like, his name is Chris. So then it's like, Sean, I know you want your black fantasy. I know you do. I know you want part of it. You've been researching about it. You want to know all the secrets. She ate it. She ate it. Like, she really thinks she is absolutely slick, and she is not slick. She's not. And you're sitting here playing with this girl, and you know she lying. You know she is. And he was just... And then he, at one point, goes over to Chris and tells him that you're just trying to use her for a sex toy. Now, mind you, fast forward to the reunion. Now, I did watch some of it. I didn't watch all of it. So, fast forward over to the reunion. Homegirl, still like, they sit there and she's, talking about how she was in a hurricane and whatnot, and that, she's fine, everybody's fine, thank goodness, and whatnot. So, as the, interview goes on, she's like, they're asking her, so do you still talk to Chris? Because at one point, before that, Sean ended up going back home, but he ends up flying back to Haiti because he just had to be sure that, Abby said that she's no longer going to speak to this guy. Well, she said, well, we're no longer friends, but we're still business partners. Now, she is absolutely right. You don't get to dictate who I can or cannot be around. But at the same time, for the sake, if you truly care about this relationship, you need to cut all ties with this man. Not, okay, but we're still business partners. Okay, that's still leeway. Right? And I'm like, girl, whatever. So, they're talking to her at the reunion. This girl says, so what happened is Chris and I were fucking around, right? I find out that he already has somebody, so I'm pretty sure he's married, right? Obviously. And then to get back, I'm assuming, well, she didn't say get back, but for my interpretation, to get back at him, she ended up talking to Sean. And I'm like, Sean, there's your answer. This girl's using you to get back at this man. So we know that this girl is in love with this man. She wants to be with him. And she got with you to be like, oh, look, I got my own thing over here, right? Because otherwise, she wouldn't be fighting for this man. Talking about some, that's my friend. No, it's not. And then at some point, they even asked when Sean said to Chris that Abby was his sex toy. They asked her, are you, not Sean, Chris's sex toy? And she was like, maybe. So now I'm just like, okay, I see what's happening here. Homegirl's kept. Okay, Chris is making sure she is kept because she even said that, he gives me money. And I'm like, oh, so you literally are his little sex thing. He comes here, you go there every now and again. Y'all have your little thing, and he pays you for it, okay? He makes sure that you have a house. Somehow, he's my mentor. No, he makes sure you have your house, your car, your clothes, and stuff. Because she got a little business going on where she gets clothes from the U.S. by Sean and sells it, right? Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure Chris does the same thing, but gives a little more than that, right? Because this man's like 64, and I know he got money. So, then... I'm just like, girl, just, and then, hold on, they asked her, so, are you still receiving money from this man? And she's like, not, as of right now, no. Right now? She's like, meaning like a couple months ago. Oh, okay. So do you still talk to him? Yeah. So then because they asked her, because of the hurricane stuff, they asked her, where is she right now? She said, oh, I'm in Dominican Republic. So then they asked, well, isn't Chris in Dominican Republic? Yeah. He has a condo out here. And then they said, so are you in his condo right now? Yeah. I'm like, that's what she said. She was, yeah. I'm like, Sean, do you not? Like, oh yeah, this is my light. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. We gotta fix her thing here because I'm trying to stretch my leg out because it's going to sleep, which means I gotta hurry up. Lord, Jesus. Hold up. So anyway, so she's sitting there. She's like, yeah, I'm in this apartment right now. So they all sit there. They all sit there like, what? And this girl, at some point when they was looking back at the footage of their season and whatnot, I couldn't tell if she was laughing or crying, because she was like, I'm sorry, Sean. I'm like, is she crying? Is she laughing? I'm like, Sean, I love you. No, I don't love you, but I just, this ain't it. She with this man, like, she is this man's, I don't even want a core. I don't know. I don't want to say that, but that's, I don't know, like, this little in-home, what is it, resident side piece, basically, because that's all she is. Like, this, she talking about something, oh, I just now, like, and then at one point, she was, like, reading off text messages and stuff, talking about something, and you are never going to disrespect me again. Okay, I'm like, girl, what is, let's see the phone. We want to see the text. Send it to me. Because I don't even think that is even what it said. Like, but yeah, so that was Sean. And girl, Sean, if you know what, I hope with this next season I'm about to watch, they not on there. Because that is just stupid. Alright, y'all. So, last but not least, we have Jenny and Larry, right? First of all, I hate Larry's fashions. Okay, we're gonna get that out of the way. It's terrible. Like, he's trying to be the whitest black guy at the barbecue. No, terrible. But I saved them for last because I thought about doing Sean and Abby last, but then I had to think about, ooh, we have to do these two last, for real, for real. So Larry finds Jenny on IQ Cupid, Lord, Filipino Cupid, right? Some dating website where you find a girl from the Philippines, right? Okay, cool. So, of course, with these, Philippine dating websites, a lot of times you think these girls are out here scamming, yet you have people who go on here anyway and they pursue these girls, whatever. What pissed me off about this, two things. You had Larry's cousin. First of all, this man looks stupid. Like, I don't mean like, oh, he's stupid. No, he looked, first of all, I have never seen a white man with a clean, shaved head like his. Then his eyes, and I know y'all like, dang, Blue, you sitting here talking about these people? Ooh, rude. These people's looks and whatnot. Yeah, because they deserve no mercy from me, because they were absolutely terrible on this show. So, this man's eyes was going over here and it was going over there. I'm like, you look stupid. Like, you like, I would say Patrick Star almost, like a white Patrick Star. And mind you, this guy has the audacity to talk shit. And the same website that Larry went to is the same website he went to and found his wife that's sitting right next to him looking oh so down on this whole situation. I'm like, y'all got the whole nerve. Now, I'm not saying, Larry is right in the situation, because I'm going to get on him. Don't worry. We're going to get on him in a minute. But y'all sitting here looking down on this whole situation like, oh, she's scamming. And she could have. But were you not? Ain't you here? Like, oh, she's trying to get to the U.S. Okay, but you're sitting here. You're sitting here with dumbass over here. Talking about, and the whole time they're sitting there judging the whole situation, they're sitting there holding hands and stuff, like they're just in love and whatnot. And I'm like, y'all got the audacity to be talking any kind of stuff, like, no. And even if they were looking out, for his best interest, still, you have no right or room, because you did the same thing. Like, you didn't know this girl, you went on the same website, found this girl, went over there to get her, and you brought her back, you married her, and then you're sitting here telling me I can't do the same thing? Are you serious? Shut up. So, it just pissed me off. So, fast forward, Larry goes over to Philippines. Now, granted, in the beginning they made it seem like, oh, she's not real, and it's like, oh, she is real, because she actually showed up. I was like, oh wow, she must be real. So she actually showed up, she's absolutely real and whatnot, and then she everything's all cool. So the first issue that happened, Jenny invites, first of all, they establish the fact that they're not going to have sex, period, because he believes in sex. Was it sex after marriage? Yeah, I'm about to say sex before marriage. Child, I believe in that. Because, you gotta see if, before I marry you, I gotta know what you doing in the bedroom. Because if I marry you and you kind of trash, it's like, oh, damn. You trash. Okay. So, what happened? Oh yeah, so Jenny invites Larry over to her family's house. Now, granted, they live in Manila, so it's not the best living. We saw Rose's situation, it's not the best living, period. But these people spent their money that they did not have on a whole pig, about that big, right? On a whole pig, roasted it, looked succulent as hell. Let me tell y'all something, I've been over there eating. Y'all know this, okay? Come on now. Crisp, brown skin. I'm like, oh, just give me the skin. It was like, oh my gosh. But they cooked the whole pig. Even Jenny was like, the last time they ever cooked a pig like this was when I was a little girl. And I'm like, I believe it. And all they're trying to do is impress. Okay, which a lot of people do that. They impress. And this grown ass man, sat there and acted like he was 5 years old, because he was like, I can't eat that. I can't eat the pig. I don't want to get diarrhea. Like, this man literally sat there and was acting like he was 5 years old. Like, he ain't, like, what? Tell myself, I'm from America, and they're good. And I'm like, and this is what pissed me off, because it's like, I'm gonna get to it, because it lumps all into, my little rant. So he's sitting there, he's just acting completely disrespectful, and obviously, not Rose, Lord, Jenny's family picked up on it, and they were just like, why is he acting like this is rude? And so it upset Jenny. She's crying, she's like, you're being rude. And he was like, I don't understand why you're mad, because I'm American, and things are different over there. And I'm like, sir, okay, whatever. So fast forward, we get this other scene where Jenny and Larry are talking, FaceTiming with his cousin and his wife, right? And Jenny expressed how she didn't appreciate how y'all are sitting here telling these lies about me, and then I'm out here scamming and stuff. I didn't appreciate, I didn't like that, and it bothered me. So because she said that, because she spoke up, they're sitting over there talking about something, ugh. And the wife, she's like, ugh, looking down on her. And the cousin, he's like, ugh, don't you come to the United States with that attitude. And I would have said, and if I do, what you gonna do about it? Gonna put me out? Please put me out. Please put me out. Okay, I want to see you put me out. I want you to really put me out of here, because who are you? Who are you to tell me don't come to the United States with that kind of attitude? Let me tell y'all something. America ain't it. Like, it's not. It's all of that and a bag of chips, but it is not all of that. Like, people always want to talk about American dream and the land of opportunity, but nobody really asks us, what it is. What is the American dream? What is it? Like, what do you have to do to get it? Okay? And I think what's happening now in this day and age, like, we're realizing that the American dream is what we make it. That's really all it is. Whatever dream you have, that's your American dream. And it's not really, it's your dream. That's it. You come here, you gotta work, you gotta do this, all these other extras so you can create your own dream and make it there. That's what that is. Not this whole white picket fence and land opportunity. No, it's not that. But when I tell y'all America is not, it ain't that special. It's not, it's special, but it ain't that special. Especially right now. No, it's not. And it pissed me off because you have people like that who are ignorant as hell. How dare you sit here, go to this girl's house, and behave like, oh, their food is just gonna tear me up. Now, granted, if I went to any of one of these countries and they put a plate before me and there were bugs in it, am I eating it? Hell no. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't eat bugs. But it's just a way of doing it. And I feel like, sir, you've eaten pig. I know you have. Okay, I know you have. Alright, I know you've eaten pig. Your dumbass looking cousin, I'm sure he is eating pig too. So I don't understand why you're sitting here. And it's not like, it was a nasty. He act like these people chopped the head off the pig, slapped it on the plate, and said, there's your food. No, they cut it up, and it was nothing wrong with that. It looked like there was a little lemon slice in there. Like, it was nothing wrong with it. You're sitting here like, ew, I don't want to eat that. And it's like, when you go to other countries, not even other countries, if you're in the United States, you go to other cities, there are places out there there are different cultures and they have different things to eat. It's not just going to be your regular burger and fries and hot dogs and whatever else people deem to be American food. You have to try new things. You have to open up your horizon. And to be in this country, and you gotta eat. You have to eat. At some point, you have to eat. It's not hard to be like, you know what, let me try it. This man was like, just being rude. And I'm like, and I'm sorry. It's not because you're from America. No, this is a human common sense thing. You don't go to anybody's house and behave like that. You don't. You get put out. And luckily they were nice enough, to be like, yeah, being disrespectful, we don't want them to leave or anything, still trying to make you comfortable. Okay, and you just over here making an ass of yourself. And it's like, you don't go to anybody, just like, and this is what pisses me off, because it's like, America, you got people like that in America that go to other people's countries and behave like that, and it's okay. But as soon as people like them come over here and they even think you're about to do anything to disrespect America, oh, it's a problem. We've seen it. We see it right now. And it's like, no, that is wrong. And then to the guy telling some, don't come into America with that kind of attitude. And if I do, so what? What are you gonna do? You're not gonna do anything to me. Because again, you had no problem coming to my country, snatching her up. You had no problem doing that. And then she's sitting over there oozing the fact that, oh yeah, you there for the money. Because she was so excited to be on TV when they interviewed. She's like, hi, I'm whatever her name was. She's like, and I'm like, and you're sitting here and you're agreeing with this man to appease him. And he's wrong. He's wrong. And y'all had the audacity to be sitting there holding hands and whatnot. Oh, they got on my nerves. Talking about don't come to America with that kind of out because she spoke out. Now, if there's a chance that Jenny was actually over here scamming, if there was a chance, okay, but that still didn't warrant that. Okay, which do I think she was scamming? Not really. Not. I feel like Jenny was actually genuine. She may have been on the site or whatnot, but it's like I feel like she was actually being genuine. That's my feelings. Tell me something different. But it's like I get tired of people like that, like talking about, well, I'm from America. Being from America has nothing to do with you having some decency in your life, having respect for others and their culture. Because again, you want people to respect yours, but you can't take the time to respect theirs. Like, oh, that gets on my nerves. God, that got on my nerves, and I'm so glad they're not gonna be on for the next season. Like, just get on, get out of here. Like, how dare y'all? How dare y'all? How dare y'all sit here and do this? Cause we're Americans. So what? Like, that's the same shit. Baby girlies, the same shit she does. Somehow I'm an American, and y'all, yeah, that our cultures are different, but we ain't that different. We not. We are not, and it doesn't make you special because you're American. Just because you have that stamp or whatnot, that doesn't make you special. Because what happens is you go to other people's country and you behave the way you do, bad things happen to you, and what can we do? Is the U.S. there for you? Oh yeah, we'll save you like in a couple months and you dead by then. Happens every time. So yeah, y'all keep going over there and acting away and see what happens. Because remember that guy that went to North Korea and he stole a poster. Now for us, stealing a poster is like, girl, it's a sheet of paper. It's okay. We'll give you a community service, even that. Okay, go to the Boys and Girls Club or Salvation Army and whatnot. But that's like, okay, whatever. But for them, stealing is stealing, period. And that man spent 3 years in North Korea. And when they finally released him, that man died 3 days later. Example. They made him an example. Excuse me. Don't be an example. Like, it's not worth it. It's not. So, that was my review for 90 Day Fiance, the first season, child. Now, I'm gonna need y'all to bear with me because about towards the end of next week, my family and I, we're going to be moving to another city, and y'all may not see me for a bit. So I'm going to try to crank out as much videos as I can, but after a while I am going to have to take a little bit of a hiatus. So definitely bear with me with that. And hopefully when things are settled, I will be able to come back and, give y'all a little bit of an update on what's going on and whatnot. And I will see y'all then. So it's a lot going on here, and I'll tell y'all then when we're settled, exactly what's going on and whatnot, and give y'all a good, room tour and whatnot. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye.